Yeah. So, all right. So let me ask you this. I know that I catch hell for my complexion and my ethnicity, right?
Mhm.
If you don't mind, if you so choose, what is your ethnicity, and what shit have you caught with it, and what have you gone? What have
You
you?
asked me the right question, right? Now I'm not just saying the phraseology of what is your ethnicity, right? Because I don't have to say so-called white, you know, but we could say that, right, in society, But yeah, I'm so-called white, but ethnicity, which is like the right question, is I'm mixed with several European, Eurasian ethnicities and religious beliefs, and people that I am German, Irish, Russian, Polish, Jewish, and Catholic. And I was baptized and raised Catholic in a black community in Brooklyn.
Okay.
So I'm very mixed in that sense, you know.
Yeah. Now, for me,
But
I can give.
so
I'm just on my behalf. I could give a fuck what your ethnicity is. So I'm looking
no,
at
I
from.
know you asked me about like that situation and
No, 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 no. I'm not directed towards you. I'm just directed in general for those that view. It's I'm into who a person is. Nobody can determine and help what they come out as and what they look like, or what is the mind like. And so, never judge a book by its cover, and never generalize an entire group of people. Is the point
nah,
I'm getting at?
yeah,
Because
I appreciate that,
yeah,
and what I would say is like, yeah, of course, I get some flag and feedback and I mean harsh feedback or whatever, and that's okay. You know what I mean? Like that is light compared to what people of color deal with every day. The fever that I get is light, and there's no complaints about that. What I would say is there are a lot of misconceptions about like, are there white folks that be in these movements and that do actual community work with black folks? You know what I mean? And it's like, I've worked with the new Black Panther Party. I spoke to Malik Zulu Shabazz on the phone before. Um, uh, I've worked with Malcolm X grassroots, freeing political prisoners, the Moors, obviously 5%ers, Nubians to an extent, like you name it. And what you'll find is that like Sadnetta, even I've been interviewed by Sadnetta, he never put it out, like not no long interview, but Sadnetta knows me is the point, you know. Um and not even that he knows me, like I be in that cycle, you know what I mean? So um what the misconception is that like, and so I'm saying, even like, even Saab, would do this shit, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just not a complaint. Like, like none of this stuff. I don't feel the way at all. But the portrayal and the narrative would be like, nah, I ain't even fucking with no white boy, white man, devil. He did that and the third. Nah, they never out here. Nah, they never doing nothing for the people. You know what I mean? They're all like that. When you get boots on the ground and you out there, like how we was out there in Sandy, in Coney Island projects and Red Hook projects and Far Rock. You know what I mean? Uh, it's white folks out there. And they may not be a whole lot. And I'm telling you all this shit, like the free political prisoner movements, the Panthers, not so much the new Black Panther Party, obviously, but to an extent. You know what I'm saying? Like I was involved in the Million Youth March, rather, pardon itself, million youth march reunion, anniversary, the
It's
15th
about
anniversary.
2013 when you
Yeah.
went up to SETI.
He's hot seating me, man. Yes, but and this is just an example, right? Exactly. I don't feel no way about SETI, but SETI off of GP and to keep that narrative, dub me completely and say, yo, like, don't give me a new newspaper, don't talk to me. I don't care if you're a fan, and I was, I was definitely being peace to him, you know, and it is what it is. But like I said, like that's okay, because that's exactly what we're talking about, is that's the narrative, but it's, don't get it twisted. Boots on the ground, real freedom fighting, real community work. There are white folks, you know, uh, they're involved in that, and with good intention. You know what I mean? And there are also some, like me, I would say, like, that are from the communities themselves. You know what I mean? And are, you know fighting back, for, and fighting for liberation. You know, a very few. Most people, I say, is like, have like an entry point into the community or into the culture, like through music, through hip hop, obviously, and that's the danger of some of this shit. You know, and like certain things about the culture, this, that, and the third, and they, like, later on in life, they come to the community. You know what I mean? Even if they grew up in the community, like, they come to the culture, I should say, rather. You know what I mean? Me, I don't really have a. Also, with my ethnicity, I would like to just the caveat of, I'm an only child, also, with, like, not a real lot of extended family. So, you know, uh, being isolated, like, I forgot my point, man. Damn. See this unprepared. What was I just saying?
Talking about how you were the only child,
Before the only child.
but you were talking about white people being involved in various movements.
Thank you. Sorry, man. Yeah, yeah. I'm hot, but
Yeah,
yeah.
but you
So
don't blame it on because this wasn't prep.
being an only child, also with, like, my mixed heritage, not like waving some Italian flag or something like that. I don't really have an entry point into the community. Like, I just, like, I was studying African history in third grade on my own. Like, I wrote papers about Kwame Nkrumah and Jomo Kenyatta, when I was in third grade. Like, and it wasn't even cool in the rest of the community. Like, I'm just saying, like, I don't have an entry point in the community. You know, I just always been
Habit.
there, and I always associate that as my community and my brotherhood. That's my team. You know what I
Habit.
mean? So that's what I
Habit.
ride for, the RBC right there.
I've
You know,
told you this. I've told you this before. I know you think it's pseudo, and it's okay. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I've told you this before. I promise you, if you got a reading from a palero
I
or a
don't think
spirit, or
it's
hold
totally
on, let
pseudo.
me finish. Let me
I
finish.
think it's the ancestors.
Let me
I think
finish.
it's
Let
peace
me
with the
finish.
ancestors.
No, let me finish. Just let me finish my statement. If you got a reading from a Babalao, a Palero, a Santero, a Spiritista, I promise you, because I've known you since 2011, I'm very confident that you have an African Egun that walks with you. I'm very confident. I'm very confident that it's very influential to you.
That's what's up. Nah, and
I
like I
believe
said,
that.
huh?
I believe that. I look,
Nah, nah.
when
That's
I've
what's up.
gotten reading, and I don't give a fuck who thinks what I'm saying is going to be crazy. I don't give a fuck. When I've gotten readings, and he's like I told you, you don't tell people shit, and these are people that don't know you. Comes out, you have an Arab mortal with you. I have a thing for Islam. I do. I have an interest in it. I believe that, and it's been very well documented several times with different people. That always comes out. I believe it.
You want? I'm not gonna say it. You want to say it out? You can say it.
I was about to say, yo.
Come on, camera. This, I don't know how relevant this is.
Nah, I was
but this is Sim's point.
A lot of time back in the days, he always popped on white folks. He hated white folks. So if that's not, his entry level,
I was anti-white.
Him being anti-white is like you don't have to question his authenticity for some of his motives. That's all I wanted to say.
But all I was saying was my point overall was that there are some other people like me as well. I wasn't even saying all that to big myself up. You know what I mean? But
and the thing is, I'm not saying it because you're my brother, my friend. I'm not saying it to make you happy. Just the facts. I've seen it myself. You go to an international concerned friends from Ami Abu Jamal. Look, the majority of people you're going to see are white people, and you're going to see French people coming from France over to these type of rallies. There's a lot of white people that are against capitalism, white supremacy. There's a lot of white people that is against white privilege. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. Those are the white people I will fuck with. Just like I will not fuck with someone who's Cuban that is not against capitalism, white supremacy, and that is against white privilege. I don't give a fuck if you're of my people. I don't give two shits. Because once you think that, you're thinking the way of the enemy. So how could I be your friend? How could I trust you? So, there's people that's going to be in the funds. There's people who's going to think, for me having you on here, the people thinking you, let them fucking think what they want to think. They don't know what the fuck they talking about. When's the last time they've been to any type of community type thing? And then you got to keep in mind, too, I was in New York, you're in New York. It's run differently. New York, Philadelphia, New Jersey, Boston, it's different than other places. So you're going to see a big diversity, and you're going to see diversity out of state and other places, at certain type of event, not every event, but certain events. Yes. But I will say this though, and just to be fair, that so-called Latinos and so-called white people do not do a good enough job of standing up for Africans here. The so-called African American, they do not. You will see so-called African Americans be at things for other ethnic groups in numbers before you'll see those other ethnic groups in numbers for the so-called African American.
I
totally agree with that.
Not to cut your wisdom, but this is important. There's way too much colorism in the Spanish-speaking African community.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Way too much. Way too much. Way too much. And it's things that end up affecting other people. It's things that affect other people and then gives everybody from that particular group a bad name. And I get it. But I look at it like this.
White supremacy. You're participating with white supremacy.
Yeah, you're emulating the oppressor, even when it's within own ethnic groups. Within an own ethnic group or another ethnic group, there are people who emulate white supremacy. And colorism is something of white supremacy. It is a divide tactic of dividing and conquering people. It's nonsense. Do you fucking see animals having beef over fucking complexions? One might be darker or lighter than the other. No, they're beefing, if anything, over fucking eating, or having a mate, and they got to show who's the alpha male or the alpha female in this situation. But they give a damn what species of animal they are. That's something only humans do.
Are we going to evolution? No, we got to stay away from get on topic. We're from evolution and religion. No.
Yes.